All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're talking about a super common problem, one that so many successful businesses run into. You hit a ceiling, a revenue ceiling you just can't seem to punch through. So let's figure out why that happens. It's one of the most frustrating things, isn't it? You've built something great, you're working harder than ever, but the growth just stops. Everything feels like you're running in mud. So why? What's really going on here? Now, our first instinct is usually to look outside. We blame the market, we blame the competition, maybe the economy. But what if the problem isn't out there at all? What if, the call is coming from inside the house? And that's really the big reveal. The reason your growth has flatlined is because the very foundation you built your business on, well, it can't hold any more weight. The problem isn't your product, and it's not your team. It's your architecture. So let's reframe this whole thing. When you hit a revenue ceiling, it's not actually a growth problem, it's a signal. It's your business telling you that its underlying architecture, your processes, your website, your brand structure, it's at its breaking point. You've simply outgrown your own system. Okay, so what does a broken system actually look and feel like on a day-to-day basis? Well, it often shows up as just chaos. Pure, unfiltered, frustrating chaos. Let's dig into the symptoms. And this is where it gets really painful. You see this massive disconnect between the effort you're putting in and the results you're getting out. You think more sales should mean higher margins, but nope, they're flat. You hire more people to get more done, but your output doesn't budge. You're just spinning your wheels. And the signs just keep piling up. Maybe your website looks perfectly fine, but it's just not turning visitors into actual customers. Or your brand is out there, but it doesn't have that gravity, that authority. And this is a big one. Your team is just buried in manual, repetitive work that, let's be honest, a computer should have been doing for you last year. So, what's the fix? Well, the answer isn't to just go buy another piece of software or try a new marketing tactic. The key is to completely shift your mindset. You need a disciplined approach, one that starts not with pitching a solution, but with a real diagnosis. The way forward is actually a really clear 3-step discipline. First, you diagnose what the real problem is. Second, you architect the solution. And third, you build a system that's actually designed to compound over time. Let's walk through each one. Step 1, you have to play detective. This is all about doing a deep dive audit of your core systems, your website, your brand, your internal operations. The goal here is simple. Find exactly where you're leaking money and opportunity. No more guessing, no more assumptions, just data. Okay, so once you know exactly what's broken, then and only then do you move on to the second step. Architect. This is the blueprint phase. You design the fix from the ground up, whether it's a website overhaul or an automation system, but you figure it all out before a single line of code is written or a single pixel is placed. And finally, you build it, you launch it, and this is absolutely critical, you stay with it. This is not a set it and forget it kind of thing. A system built the right way is designed to compound, not to expire. That means you're constantly monitoring it, tweaking it, and optimizing it so it delivers more and more value over time. This isn't some new idea. The legendary business thinker Peter Drucker nailed it. He said, marketing and innovation are the only two things that actually produce results. Everything else, it's just a cost. Building a powerful system for your business is your engine for marketing and innovation. So, you put in all this disciplined work, what's the payoff? What does it actually feel like to run a business with a system that compounds for you, instead of one that's constantly collapsing on you? Let's paint that picture. This is the vision, and it's not a fantasy. It's a place where your website is a reliable, predictable engine for bringing in revenue. It's where your brand commands respect and authority the second people hear its name. And maybe best of all, your operations are so smooth, so automated, they feel like they run themselves. So it all boils down to this, really. It's a choice. You can keep pushing, keep trying to force growth on top of a shaky, broken foundation, or you can make the strategic decision to stop, to rebuild, and to create a system that's actually designed for the future you want. Now, as we're wrapping up, let's talk about the alternative for a second. What happens if you do nothing? I mean, the temptation to just put your head down and push through the chaos is really strong, but there is a very real cost to doing nothing. And here's the thing you have to remember. Delaying doesn't mean you're just standing still. With every single quarter that goes by, that gap between where you are and where you could be gets wider and wider. The problem actually compounds against you.
Because at the end of the day, when you have revenue pouring into a business that has no solid, scalable system to support it, you don't have a growth machine. You have something else entirely.
You have funded chaos. That's all it is. You're just paying to keep a state of disorder and inefficiency alive and well. You are bankrolling your own problems. So let's be real. The need for change is obvious. That was never really the question. The real question, the one you have to ask yourself is, are you going to be the one who changes it? Are you ready to stop funding the chaos and start building the architecture for real, lasting growth?